Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to cover the YSL price increases. Yes, if you haven't heard already, YSL did do a pretty significant round of price increases about a week ago, and I've been tracking some of their popular items. I've got about 20 or so items that I'm going to run through from old price to new price and percentage increase to give you an idea. I do have my YSL toy Lulu here. This is the only YSL bag that I own. I got it about 3 or 4 years ago, and crazy enough, I paid roughly about $1,000 for this bag at that time, and it is now close to $2,000. So let me start with this bag and then I'll run through my list. I've got my famous Excel spreadsheet here. So this toy Lulu was $18.50 and it went up recently to $19.90. So that is a $140 difference, and it equates to 8%. Now, 8% is not as aggressive as some of the price increases that we've seen from competitors such as Chanel or Louis Vuitton, but it's still 8%. That could have covered sales tax, right? So let's run down this list. The small size Lulu went from $25.90 to $29.50. It's close to $3,000, and that was a 14% increase. So anytime the percentage increase is in the double digits like this, I think it really does catch our attention. So that went up by 14%. The medium size Lulu also went up from $28.50 to $3,200. That was a 12% increase. So the medium Lulu is now well over $3,000. It's broken that kind of $1,000 barrier. Anytime it jumps to the next 1,000, I think that also has us kind of pause and consider if the item is still worth it, right? Then you've got the Puffer collection. So the small Puffer pouch, which was quite popular for a while. I don't know if it's still very popular, but that was $9.45 and that went up to $9.95. So that's a $50 increase, and that equates to 5%. I think that one is not so hard to stomach because that still remains under $1,000, but the next price increase, it will be above $1,000, so something to keep in mind. Then the small Puffer on chain went from $28.50 to $3,200. Wow, so that also broke the $3,000 mark, and that went up by 12%. Then the Eye Care Maxi Tote. A lot of us have been talking about this tote. Many in the fashion industry have been saying that this is like the it tote. Those who love it, love it. It went for $4,400 previously. It now is $4,900. That means it's going to be well over $5,000 with taxes. That was an 11% increase. So we're talking almost $5,000 retail for the Eye Care Maxi Tote. Would love to know what you guys think about that. The Uptown collection, we've got the Uptown Walk wallet on chain. That went from $11.90 to $14.90, so that was a $300 price increase. That went up by 25%. So it's really important for us to look at the percentages, not just the dollar amounts, to see proportionally how much it went up by. So that's 25%. That's the highest percentage increase we've seen so far on my list, but there's another one that's even higher we'll get to. Then you've got the Uptown clutch or pouch. That used to be $5.95 and now it's $6.25. That went up by 5%. Then let's move on to the Cassandra. So the Cassandra bill pouch went from $5.45 to $5.75. That's a $30 difference, 6%. The Cassandra wristlet went from $7.25 to $7.75, $50 increase. That equates to 7%. Then you've got the Cassandra wallet on chain or walk. That went from $15.90 to $17.90. That's a $200 increase, and that equates to 13%. And like I said, when it's a double-digit percentage increase, it tends to catch our attention. Then you've got the phone holder, kind of like mini bag. That went from $6.95 to $7.45, and that's a 7% increase. Then you've got the Nikki. Now the Nikki, I only have the medium size. For sure the medium size went up. It went from $28.90 to $31.50. So that too broke the $3,000 mark. That's a 9% increase. I don't have information about the other sizes for the Nikki. If you happen to have information, please share down below in the comment section so we can all see that. And then we've got the Sac de Jour. So the Sac de Jour baby size went from $27.90 to $28.50. That's a 2% increase, not so bad. And then you've got the Sac de Jour small size, went from $29.90 to now over $3,000. It's $31.50. That's a 5% increase. I don't have the larger sac de jour sizes because I think the most popular ones were the baby and the small sizes. If you know the larger sizes, please share down below. Then you've got the hobo. Hobo styles have been really popular these days and tend to be more popular in the fall winter. That went from $2,250 to $2,400. That's a 7% increase. And then you've got the Rive Gauche Tote, which I think has been very popular for a while. The small size went from $1,690 to $1,790, so that's a $100 difference, 6% increase. I don't have the prices for the larger tote. Again, please share if you have the information. Then we have the East-West Tote. That went from $1,250 to $1,450. That's a $200 difference, 16% increase, so that's pretty significant. Then even the SLGs were impacted, so I have information on a few of the SLGs. The card holder went from $295 to $325. That's a 10% increase. And then the flap card case went from $515 to $525, which is a 2% increase. And this one really surprised me. This is my last item with the largest percentage increase, at least that I'm aware of on my list, and that is the small envelope style wallet. That surprisingly went from $425 to $545, so that's a $120 increase on this SLG. That's a 28% increase. So that one is the highest percentage that I'm aware of. The next is the Uptown wallet on chain that went up by 25%. I don't have information on the college bags. I did check and it felt like maybe those prices were not impacted, but I'm quite suspicious because I don't know why they would leave out the college bags because those are quite popular as well. So if you have any information about the prices on the college bags or any other items that I left out, I tried to track as many as I could, but obviously I can't have an exhaustive list. But I do hope that this was helpful in some way. I don't know how it would be helpful. I think it would be more helpful if we got a heads up that the price increases were coming before they were coming. I mean, there's been a lot of noise for about a month or so, so I think many of us were expecting it. But now that the increases are in effect, I don't know that there's much we can do. I think there are some third-party sites such as FARFETCH or others where they still are honoring the old prices or they have discounted prices. So if you are able to do some price shopping and do some comparison that way, you might be able to save some money. Of course, if you are traveling abroad, particularly to Europe or to the UK, you might be able to save some money that way with the conversion rates and the prices being more favorable out there. But otherwise, this was just more of an informative video. Please give this video a thumbs up if you found it to be interesting or helpful in any way. And if you like this type of content and you'd like for me to continue tracking price increases, please do let me know in the comments below. Also, include any comments or questions that you'd like me to respond to, and I'll try my best to get to them. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.